Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hasu Hour. I'm your host, Zerg, and our matchup today is Terran versus Zerg on Dusk Towers. Hydra, the Terran, spawning in the bottom left, and Marine Lord, the Terran, spawning in the top right. The game is StarCraft 2. The expansion pack is Legacy of the Void. And that is about all the information I have for you concerning what's going on. The map, Dusk Towers, is a two-person map, and you can see the expansion, the natural expansion here is isolated from the map. There is no direct entrance. You have to go through the ramp. The ramp is a narrow ramp, easily defensible, and you also have a second natural and a third natural all within your main compound. The Terran opens with a barracks and then refinery, and we're probably going to see a fast expansion play here where he maybe gets a factory and then a command center. And the Zerg opens with a fast expansion followed by gas and pool. For the Zerg's part, we're going to see maybe some drone play where he tries to get an eco advantage or maybe some speedlings and banelings to combat early Terran aggression. So initial Reaper being produced here for Marine Lord. And the Reaper is going to allow him to scout the Zerg base. It appears that both players, I might have missed it while I was talking, both players declined to scout with an opening drone, instead opting for that mineral income. The Reaper is a pretty good harass unit, excellent for scouting and harass. Doesn't really stand up for one-on-one combat, and it's got a KD8 charge ability, which it basically throws a grenade. The Reaper encountering 4 slow Zerglings, and he is going to be able to kite these Lings pretty effectively. He did take 30 hit point damage, but he managed to kill 2 Lings, and the Lings are running to the safety of the high ground, quickly trailed by the Reaper. 12 hit points on the Reaper, but he is going to be able to escape and start healing pretty quickly after the cooldown period. So not really a ton of damage done there, but nor did he get too much information as to the Zerg's build. The Zerg strictly droning for now, no layer yet, building a couple extra queens to fend off the harass and to get those larva injects going. The queen is, of course, a core unit for the Zerg player that enables them to spread creep, as you can see with this creep tumor, as well as inject larvae into the hatchery. And it's got a nice transfusion ability for more like the mid game when you've got some energy saved up that enables it to heal 50 hit points. 4 speedlings, doing a little scouting here, checking for any early Terran extra expansions. And we are going to see some fairly quick tech here from Marine Lord. So he's got a Widow Mine and a dropship, and this early timing on the starport really indicates a drop. You'll note this nice Overlord placement by Hydra. It is going to be able to detect the drop here, and no doubt he noticed that. He's no doubt keeping an eye on the mini-map. And even if that Overlord missed it, this one might pick it up too. So this Overlord placement around the map. Roaches here, ready to defend. So he did know the attack was coming. He did pay attention to his mini-map. And Marine Lord not really wanting to risk his precious cargo and drop down to a military disadvantage early on in the game. You'll note that despite the fact that he's microing a drop fairly intensively, Marine Lord's able to keep his spending completely under control. And it is just phenomenal the way that these guys can micro and macro simultaneously. Uh, Marines looking for a nice soft target here, and they are going to be able to unload before being attacked, but again, he's going to fly away. And it looks like this natural here is a little undefended. He's only got 6 lings, and in comes a Liberator. Oh, this is just devastating. The Liberator is a phenomenal unit, and he is going to be able to burrow that mine. And this is not boding well for Hydra here. The Liberator, oh, the Liberator nicely backing up the Terran drop force in defender mode. Does a very powerful 40 hit damage, something like that. It anyway, it one-shots workers, and and this Liberator placement is just brutal. The what Hydra's really got to do is morph some spore crawlers, but a few Mutalisks may be able to fight off the Liberator force. Well, the Liberators do splash damage. Their individual attack is very limited, and a nice Mutaspread there manages to take out the Liberators. All his Mutalisks are badly damaged, but none died, and they are going to heal perhaps in time for an assault on the Terran base. So Hydra surviving that vicious assault by Marine Lord. Yes, his eco took a lot of damage, but this game is still pretty close. You see the supply counts are equalizing. The Mutas almost healed here. Still a little damage done to them. And they are going to try harass. A nice missile turret placement defends the SCVs, as well as this active bio force. 3 bases for both players. Let's take a look at the economy, and a small mineral advantage for Terran, not really too much, and significant gas mining advantage for Zerg. So eco-wise, they're both pretty close, the same number of harvesters. And the Mutalisk not really able to do too much damage to this well-fortified Terran main. A little changeling morph here, quickly picked off by several several forces. Mutalisk eyeing this natural base, and they do manage to take out a mule, but not too much damage done there. It's really too late in the game for Mutalisk harass to really cripple his opponent. It was slowed down. Hydra was slowed down too much by Marine Lord's assault, and it looks like the Terran player is going to try a massive push with a Marine heavy army, a couple Liberators joining the forces, as well as some tanks, and a Ravager Marine Roach force confronting the Terran army. The Ravager's corrosive bile is doing some nice damage, but the Terran forces are forcing the Zerg to retreat. The push continues unabated, and the Terran going to set up camp outside the Zerg base. Defenders or Liberators getting crushed by the corrosive bile. Really phenomenal attack there. And the Zerg going to force a retreat of the Terran forces, but this is only a temporary respite as he takes position by the tanks while simultaneously attacking the Zerg base over here. And really phenomenal tank lift there by Marine Lord, escaping the corrosive bile. And the Zerg is going to force a retreat, but Marine Lord is going to meet up with his reinforcements and confront the Zerg army. Both sides jockeying for position. Zerg up 1 base and a slight harvester count, but he has to deal with this Terran push right now, and and uh, and it's not really clear what's going to happen here. Tanks taking position in support of the Marine forces, using their long-range arc-light fire. Corrosive Biles missing, a couple hitting there, killing some Marines. Another tank trying to get into the action, and some more dropship micro here, protecting the valuable siege tanks, capable of doing a ton of damage and splash damage at that. And the Ravagers are trying desperately to take out this Terran tank encampment. And Marine Lord is in retreat with the Ravagers on hot pursuit, but they decide to link up with the rest of their Roach army. Really nice Ravager play here by Hydra. And this is just an all-and-out combat for the middle of the map. Both players want to control this prime territory. The Zerg so that he can surround the Terran forces. The Terran so that he can take these ramps and force engagements where they will do him the best good, where there is a choke point to stop the Terran forces. Corrosive Bile missing the tanks, but taking out a lot of Marines. And oh, this is just a devastating blow to the Zerg army. Marines crushing the Ravagers, and really intense combat here. Both forces, just a brutal war of attrition with both armies almost completely wiped out. All the Ravagers have been destroyed. That is a lot of gas. But a couple Lings here, bunch of Lings taking out the tanks. And a Speedling offensive. It's rare you see this many. Does he even have speed? Yeah. It's rare you see just a Ling assault at this stage of the game, but it is not going to do a lot of damage. And just relentless, non-stop pushes from Marine Lord here. He's been trying to take this base for like 5 minutes now. And Ultralisk coming into play. The Ultralisk are a great late stage unit for the Zerg. They're an excellent support unit that can take all the damage while your more fragile units do some hits. But unfortunately for Hydra, he just does not have the army to take on Marine Lord, and that is GG.